Middle East Report on Sabahul Muslim.
James, good morning. Welcome. James, are you there? He was there, it would seem. Now he's gone. That's James Dorsey, who joins us every week for the Middle East Report. He's an award-winning journalist who has a keen interest in what happens in the Middle East. He's based in Singapore. We're trying to see if we can get hold of him again and then try and have the discussion. We'll be talking about Mohammed bin Salman's first trip to Europe since the 2018 killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The world's largest Islamic bank buying its first stake in an Israeli company, a control center opening in Istanbul to allow Ukraine to export grain under an agreement, in Turkey accusing Sweden of failing to extradite 73 activists. All right, James, can you hear me now? Good morning, welcome.
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Mohammed bin Salman heads to Europe for the first time since the 2018 killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
Yes, indeed, he does. This follows basically the U.S. President Joe Biden having paved the way for him with his visit to Saudi Arabia earlier this month. Mohammed bin Salman, his first stop in Europe was Greece, where he signed the data and energy deals, and he is now in France. France has been actually the one that paved the way for the rehabilitation of Mohammed bin Salman, because President Macron was the first Western leader to go to Saudi Arabia to meet the Crown Prince after the killing of Jamal Khashoggi.
Now, the world's largest Islamic bank has bought its first stake in an Israeli company.
Indeed. So the Al-Rajhi, the family office of the Al-Rajhi family, which owns the Islamic Bank, the Al-Rajhi Bank, which is the world's largest Islamic finance institution, they have bought a stake, a major stake in an Israeli mobile intelligence company. And that's, of course, very important given that Saudi-Israeli relations, while not formal in a diplomatic sense, have become far more open. And the Saudis have made clear that they want far closer military and technology cooperation with Israel.
A control center is open in Istanbul to allow Ukraine to export grain under an agreement between Turkey, Russia, Ukraine, and the United Nations. Tell us about this.
Indeed, amid the food crisis that everybody is experiencing, I'm sure South Africa is, because of the shortfall in grain exports from both Ukraine and Russia. You've now had an agreement between the Ukrainians, the Russians, the Turks, and the United Nations that would allow, in a somewhat complicated procedure, some 20 million tons of Ukrainian grain to be exported out of 3 harbors on the Black Sea, including the harbor of Odessa. There's been so you have a center that will monitor all of this, open up under the agreement in Istanbul this week. The problem is that despite the agreement, the Russians have been shelling and firing missiles and rockets at the port of Odessa, which raises questions on whether or not this arrangement will work.
And then finally, Turkey is accusing Sweden of failing to extradite 73 activists as part of a deal that secured Turkey's support for Swedish and Finnish NATO membership.
Indeed, the deal prior to the acceptance of the application by all NATO members of Finland and Sweden to join was a tripartite memorandum of understanding that was signed by Turkey, Sweden, and Finland. That memorandum has not been made public, but the Turks say that under that memorandum, which is hard to believe, that the Swedes had agreed to expel 73 people that the Turks were looking for. Now, some of these are Swedish nationals, and so it's highly unlikely that Sweden would agree to that. However, Turkey is now saying that it's a violation of the agreement that Sweden is not extraditing, and that could lead to them, again, objecting to Finnish and Swedish membership in NATO.
All right, James, as always, thank you for your time. Have a great